Hey everyone, my name is Thomas and I'm an academic advisor at the First Year Center, and I'll be your host for the video talking about calculating your grades. So there's a couple different reasons why you might want to calculate your grades or keep track of your grades throughout the term. For one, you might be trying to achieve a certain prerequisite grade. You might have a target letter grade in your mind, or maybe you're determining if you should be voluntarily withdrawing for this course or not. The first thing that you'll need to do is find out where your grades will be posted for the specific course at hand. Most often, grades will be on UMLearn in the Grades and User Progress section. However, some instructors distribute grades elsewhere. So if you can't find your grades on UMLearn or the Grades and User Progress section, check in with your instructor to find out exactly how to access your grades for that specific course. The next thing that I'll introduce are 4 steps used to calculate the weighted value of your grades. This will allow you to keep track of your progress throughout the term. The first step is simply writing down what you're being marked on. So this is where you would write quiz number 1 or midterm or assignment number 1. The second step is writing down how much this item is worth towards your final grade, often denoted as a percentage of your final score. The third step is noting the grade that you actually received. And the fourth step is determining how much you earned towards your final grade. To demonstrate these steps, I'll walk through an example. For step 1, our student writes down quiz number 1. For step 2, they write that it's worth 10% of their final grade. In step 3, they write down that they received a final score of 37 out of 50 on the quiz. And for step 4, they write that the score would give them 7.4 out of a possible 10 points towards their final grade. Now, some of you may be wondering how we jumped from 37 out of 50 in step 3 to 7.4 out of 10 in step 4. So let me break this down into a little bit more detail so that you can see. The first thing that I did was divide 37 by 50, as that will give us the proportion of what we achieved out of what was possible. When divided, we can see that we have achieved 0.74 of the total available points for quiz number 1. Then, since quiz number 1 is worth 10% of our final grade, we can multiply 0.74 by 10 to give us 7.4 out of a possible 10 marks towards the final grade for quiz number 1. If, for example, quiz number 1 was worth 20% of our final grade, we would have multiplied 0.74 by 20 instead of by 10. For the sake of our example, 10% is what the quiz was worth, so we multiply 0.74 by 10 and we're given 7.4 out of a possible 10 marks towards the final grade. Now that you've seen this process in action for one quiz, go ahead and repeat this process to find the weighted value for each of the items in your courses. The fillable PDF shown on the right of the video can be found using the link on the screen. Use this with all your courses to keep track of your progress.